Hi, this is Mike, and in this video, I'd like to show you 3 examples of how AI Assistant has helped me in the past few weeks. Now, I'm sending all of my calls to my AI phone system, and so every time somebody answers, the voice assistant is picking up, and you can change the voices, you can do all sorts of things, and I I guess this is kind of a public service announcement too, because I guarantee you, if you're not answering your phone, if you're sending people to voicemail, you're losing business or you're just frustrating your clients and prospects. I know for a fact that people like the voice assistant. I do periodically, maybe like 1 out of 50 people are like, "Oh, I don't really like that." But here's the catch: call the credit card company, call any phone system in the world, basically, and you're going to have either an IVR system or, if you're lucky, a voice assistant pickup. So this is nothing new. This is just a professional way to handle your business. And again, if you're answering your phone every single time it rings, that's great. You probably don't need this, but it probably also means you're not doing enough business. And so that's a little bit of a reality check there. So let me show you exactly how this works, and strongly encourage you to try it out, because when it happens, this is kind of like magic. This is helping drive your business forward. And in another video, I will be walking through how I was able to list and sell 2 properties while I was on a cruise, basically out of the country. And here's basically spoiler alert: it was systems. If you have systems set up, it's going to just reduce your stress, and it's going to make things easier for you, and or if you have a team, to get things done. So here are the 3 quick examples. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. If you have feedback, if you think that I'm wrong, please let me know that too. But I guess this is kind of the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. So I have this EXP lead who's basically interested in joining the brokerage, and I can't show the text above here because it has his information. I just don't want to disclose all that. But he basically said, "Hey, sorry I missed your phone call, because I did send out some emails and I did make 2 or 3 calls. So it's not, we're not erasing our requirement to actually interact with the public. But in any case, he missed those calls and he did not respond to email. The text before this one basically said, 'Hey, Mike, I'm sorry that I missed your call. I'm interested in talking, blah, blah, blah.' And this is my AI. Basically, 'Hey, thanks for connecting. I'm Shay,' and you can name it whatever you want. You can have this basically tailored to whatever you want, saying, 'What can we help you with?' If, for example, as a side note, if you don't like the way that it's responded, thumbs down, and it's going to say, 'Well, what should I have said?' You can train this to sound and act just like a regular person, or respond just like the perfect assistant. The catch is they don't take vacations, they don't get sick, and they don't have bad days. So he says, just general information about the brokerage. And I plugged the stuff in, and AI has not until now answered any questions outside of buyer and sellers. So this is kind of a new thing, that it's figuring out how to handle this agent inquiry. So it says, "Thanks, Martin, blah, blah, blah." Tells a little bit about the brokerage. This is where we're located. When would you like to move? Well, as soon as possible. Okay, great. Here's the calendar. So it looks at my calendar, and this calendar is synchronized with Google. And so it's not double booking me. I know that, 9 times out of 10, when you call an agent or a seller, you're on the phone. Well, does this work? Does that work? And when people do that, I kind of want to pull my hair out, because why are we doing this, right? Like, this is, 2026. You should not be discussing what works on a calendar. Everyone should just kind of know what works by synchronizing your calendar. And so this is basically pulling some time slots that are available on my calendar. And he says, "Well, this is a day that works." Terrific. Okay, so appointment's confirmed, and then it sends an email confirming. So this is all automatic, right? Then it also sends a text message saying, "We're confirmed for the 26th at 10 o'clock. Anything else?" That's it. So a minute or two after all this happened, it was literally, let's see, what time was it? It was about 6 o'clock, and we eat dinner early. So I was just cleaning up from dinner, and I got a message that I had an appointment booked for the next day. So that's example 1. This is example 2. So the first one was a text message coming in. This was a phone call that came in, and I had to block out a lot of stuff here just for privacy, because these are real clients. But this is a seller lead, and just for background, this is a dentist. All right, so we're talking about educated people here. And the feedback that I received from him was, "Hey, that AI tool," or I can't remember his language around how he referred to it exactly, but he says, "That was pretty cool. That's something we're investigating implementing in our firm." firm. And I just thought that was exciting feedback. And the fact that they're looking to do it too is just kind of validates exactly where we're going with all this. So he called in January 15th. Call came in and Shay picks up. She answers, takes all the information. You can see the name lookup was done. So we're automatically pulling the name through caller ID and populating the record here. It also asked for the caller's email address, phone number, all that stuff. It just kind of verifies that we have all the correct information. And anyone who has ever had a call go to the office where you get like the person's first name and then no other information, or maybe you get a phone number or whatever it is, there's so much missing information and there's so many times that we're just not getting all the details. So you call back and it kind of sounds like you don't know what you're talking about, or you're maybe not even able to call back at all because you just don't have the details that you need. Over here, as soon as the call is complete, Shay, my virtual assistant, summarized the call, said that so-and-so called, they're interested in listing this property, they want to talk with you about it, and just summarize the call here, which is pretty neat. I called back. It was kind of a slow call back, but about 2 hours later, I called back and then we had a conversation. In the meantime, though, what happened is all this other stuff was happening behind the scenes. We have these workflows set up so that he was identified as a seller. He moved into the hot pipeline stage. We booked an appointment, and that was that. So this is example 2 of a seller calling in and instantly being serviced by AI and feeling like we're on top of our game and just easy, easy, easy. Next example. All right, this is the third and last example that I'll share right now, but I think this one really kind of blew me away. I get a huge kick out of it when it works the way it does. And so basically, I had some paint touch-up work done at a condo. And so this particular contact is a vendor. It's a painter who was doing the work in the unit. And after the fact, he's very professional, sent me a text message saying like, hey, I just want you to know that I have insurance and here's a link to my website and blah, blah, blah. And AI picked it up. Thanks for reaching out. I'm Shay, virtual assistant. If you want to schedule an appointment with Mike, basically, here's the link. Now, what I've done in my system is I set it up so that any vendor, anyone trying to sell me anything, basically is identified by the assistant that says, great, we can talk. Here's the calendar to do that. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a tricky thing here, but the only time that this calendar allows people to book is every, I think, Wednesday at 8:30 to 9:30. So I'm available every Wednesday, 8:30 to 9:30. If the slot's taken, they get the next week. And that's just to prevent me from having to talk to Realtor.com and Zillow.com and all these salespeople all the time. And so she's a little bit of a gatekeeper there, which is just great. He responds by sending an Instagram. Yeah, that's great. AI picks that up. Thanks for sharing our Instagram. Use the vendor call if you want to schedule an appointment with Mike, which is pretty cool. So I went back and I said, gee, you did a great job, but there's this one little stain that you missed. Can you come back? And he replied. And so this was manually sent. I did that manually using the mobile app. I sent this text message and he said, yeah, absolutely. I can do it. Can I do it tomorrow? Now, when he replied, I was not on the computer. So AI picks up, yeah, thanks. We have availability tomorrow, Wednesday, March 18th, and gives some of the times. He says 10 o'clock is good, and we book the appointment. All right, so the appointment's booked. AI did this and confirmed the appointment with him. He said, all set. Thank you. You're set for 10 o'clock on the 18th. Let me know if you need anything else. So now I show up. And again, this company is great, super nice, but they were a little bit behind schedule. So I sent a text message from the car. I said, hey, are you guys still coming today? Because the appointment was at 10. This is 10:12. He said, yep, I'm on the way. Just 5 minutes till I get there. Okay, great. Thanks. Then I let him in, hopped in the car, and went to my next appointment. While I was doing that, he sent me a text back. Hey, Mike, all set. Again, I'm driving, so I can't answer this. And AI says, thank you. Glad everything's all set. Do you need anything else? You want me to schedule another visit? Let me know. He sent a picture of the completed work. AI says, thanks for the update. Anything else you need? He just gave a thumbs up. And then the bot says, have a great day. So I hope that this impresses on you how advanced AI is and how people respond to it and how everything gets logged and how you're not just handing over your business to a computer. You're really working with a virtual assistant that is on all the time and can be trained by you 100%. If you have any questions about this, anything that I can do to help set up your system, just let me know. I'd be happy to help and hope you have a great day.